Hello and welcome to another beautiful day right here on Sport Rush. My name is Ramsey Enoch with Jesse number 10. And of course, let me bring you to speed with the weekend sport. As a matter of fact, I'll begin from the Europa League. The last 16 stage of the Europa League has been concluded already, and with West Ham and Liverpool reaching the quarterfinals. Liverpool hammered Sparta Brugge 6-1 to complete a remarkable 11-2 win on aggregate, while Bayern Leverkusen staged a dramatic turnaround to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat of the defeat that came against a quarterback, of course. And of course, Britain's efforts to bridge a 4-goal deficit against Roma already put a futile action in place as they could only manage a 1-0 home victory, and Danny Welbeck's called a consolation in Roma's 4-1 aggregate win. Let me move away from there and take you to what happened at Atalanta as they secure a hard-fought 2-1 home victory over Portuguese side. Talking about the Sporting with Ademola Lookman and of course Gianluca Scamacca turning the match around for the host to seal a 3-2 aggregate win for the Italian team. And of course, moving away from there, this Friday's Champions League quarterfinal draw is set to throw up a series of heavyweight ties after a midweek in which a penalty shootout drama really brought Europe's elite club competition to life. Goalkeeper John Oblak's heroic in Atletico Madrid. I'm talking about Atletico, of course. Atletico Madrid's shootout win over last season's runner-up Inter Milan on Wednesday after the Spanish club came from behind in their last-16 tie, followed Arsenal's triumph on penalty against Porto a day earlier. And of course, Tuesday also saw Barcelona deliver a rousing performance to set up Napoli and make it through to the quarterfinals for the first time since their 8-2 annihilation at the hand of Bayern Munich in 2002 in Lisbon. If you remember that game, you know what I'm talking about at the height of the COVID crisis. During the COVID, well, it was a very wonderful one. Then with record 14-time champions Real Madrid already having secured their last 8 bet. 3 Spanish clubs will be represented in the draw, and that's a good one. Of course, at least 3 Spanish clubs from Spain will be represented in the draw, and that's a very beautiful one. They are joined by 2 English sides in Arsenal and holders Manchester City, as well as the German duo of Bayern and Borussia Dortmund, and French giants talking about Paris Saint-Germain. As a matter of fact, the surprise is that none of Italy's representative reached the next stage. That's so pathetic. A year after Inter pushed City closer in the final, having eliminated neighbors AC Milan in the last 4. Only 3 of last season's quarter-finalists, talking about Manchester City, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, have made it back to the last 8 this time around. Wow, my God. That's a very beautiful one, suggesting there is still a real degree of variety and unpredictability to the competition, and that's what makes it a game. That's what makes it so beautiful. That's what makes it so fantastic. That is what makes it something to watch out for. Well, let me move away from there and talk about Manchester United as they are aiming to derail Liverpool's bid for a quadruple and salvage a difficult second season for Erik ten Hag in Sunday's FA Cup quarterfinals. In FA Cup, you know how it happens. Newcastle would need to pull off a major shock to maintain their bid for a first major trophy in 55 years. I'm talking about 5 years. That's a very long time when they travel to hold Manchester City. They are going to meet holders Manchester City. Let's quickly look at what is going to be coming on your way this weekend as the quarter-final ties. Wolves will take on Coventry, and that match is going to be on Saturday at 12:15 p.m. Wolves sits ninth in the Premier League ahead of the likes of Newcastle and Chelsea. However, their quest for a first FA Cup win in 64 years could be dented by injury to a number of key players. Manchester City versus Newcastle is going to be on Saturday to 5:30 p.m. is how that game is when that game is actually going to be played. Let me tell you something. Of course, these are games to watch out for this weekend. Newcastle, you remember, they beat City at St. James Park in the League Cup earlier this season. But Pep Guardiola, as a matter of fact, his men are a difficult and very different beast at home. When it comes to playing at home, you know how he do it. Well, let's see if that same tactics, if that same gimmick, if that same mind game, if that same performance is going to play out this time. Kevin De Bruyne is expected to miss out. Oh my God, that's going to be a huge loss for them because he's got a groin injury, and City goalkeeper, of course, talking about Anderson, is going to be sidelined with thigh problem. However, the English champions are stronger favorite, as a matter of fact, to remain on course for the second consecutive treble of in the Premier League, Champions League, and FA Cup. Chelsea versus Leicester City, that's going to be on Sunday too, and Liverpool has piled up pressure on Mauricio Pochettino already. Let's see what's going to happen. Manchester United will take on Liverpool on Sunday. 3:30 is how that is actually going to end. And of course, let me see what's going to happen at the end of the day. Let me go on a quick break. After this break, I'll return back for more stories from Weekend Sport. My name is MC Ramsey. I will be back.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleketv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back from that break. It is still Sport Rush Weekend Edition, live on your screen with MC Ramsey. Well, let me talk about Barcelona a little bit, because Barcelona is going to make a trip to Atletico Madrid, and that's going to be on Sunday, attempting to keep their slim La Liga title hope alive. Of course, these two champions will be holding it down at the meeting of two great Champions League quarterfinalists. Well, as a matter of fact, they are five-time European champions. Barcelona is going to be returning to last 8 of the competition on Tuesday for the first time since 2020. That's a long time, with a 4-2 aggregate win over Napoli, extending their unbeaten run to 9 games since Xavi Hernandez's announcement that he would be stepping down as coach at the end of the season. Well, let me move from there and talk about Nigeria a little bit. Charity, they say, begin at home. Let me talk about my home, even though I didn't start from the home front. Nigeria Premier League football is going to be happening, but then something happened. The Nigeria Premier League is fining Enyimba FC and Doma United for misconduct during an EP and NPFL encounter in Aba. According to the league body, the reigning NPFL champions will pay a fine of 1 million naira for not providing adequate security for the last home match against Doma United. Enyimba will pay another 1 million again for encroachment on the pitch by their fans and unauthorized person. That is so uncalled for. It's only in Nigeria you can see things like that, though it happens in other climes, but not as frequent as it is in Nigeria. So this slam is good enough. Another 1 million fine has been imposed on Doma United for general misconduct and failure to ensure proper conduct of their players and officials. Doma United have been fined 1 million for misconduct capable of bringing the game into disrepute. Doma United have 48 hours within the date of notice of sanction to appeal. If that appeal didn't come, then that's the final. Then the Federation of International Football Association, talking about FIFA Council, has confirmed that the FIFA Under-17 World Cup will be expanded to 48 teams, and the football event will now be held annually rather than biannually. Well, I think that's good. Annually is better. As part of the the governing body's steadfast commitments to youth football. It was also confirmed that the next 5 edition of the competition, starting in 2025, will take place in Qatar. This means Qatar will host the next 5 edition from 2025. Let me finally end the sports show here, the weekend sport, with a word of transfer. What's happening in the world of transfer? Just one transfer story right here, as Arsenal defender Ben White has signed a new 4-year contract. 4 years. That's good. 4 years contract with the club, of course, with Arsenal. He's not moving anywhere. So it's a contract extension. The 26-year-old joined the Gunners for a fee of £50 million in 2021 and is key, a part of boss Mikel Arteta's side, playing at the right back and centre back. That is a utility player, if you ask me. All right, this is going to be the size of the weekend sports this morning. My name is MC Ramsey with Jesse. Number 10. I'll see you again, and that's going to be on Monday when I bring you feedback from actions that took place over the weekend. Bye-bye for now, and have a beautiful weekend.